Devaughn, do you want to do an intro while we're waiting?
Sure. My name is Devaughn Hurt, and I am a school counselor. I'm actually on the Missouri side. Uh, been in education 25 years as a teacher and as a school counselor. And so hopefully can share a little bit of some of the things I see a variety of students in some of the different school districts I've worked in that they've experienced. I kind of I wanted to talk a little bit about it from the school perspective and some of the kids that I've worked with. It's super excited to see the young people on this panel and the supportive families that they have. I'm just so thankful that each one of these young folks has supportive people in their life. Unfortunately, a lot of the youth I'm working with in school come from a wide range of cultural and ethnic backgrounds and socioeconomic backgrounds. And so they don't all have the same supports by any means. And so one of the things when the question was posed about, what can we do to protect trans youth and support them and advocate them? And it's uh, as healthcare workers, as educators, as counselors and social workers, we have to take on a big responsibility of that advocacy and protecting the youth, especially when they don't have those folks as support who are supposed to protect them the most. And so making sure like as healthcare providers that you're affirming, and as teachers and counselors we're affirming. As a counselor, I've had to change students' schedules just to make sure that they are with a teacher that's more affirming. And then because not everybody's going to be in the same place, we may have to work with administration and somebody to get teachers to be more on the page that they need to be on. But in the meantime, making sure that students are with adults in the building all day long that are looking out for them and do have their best interest at heart, and where students can be their most authentic selves in the classroom, in the hallways, with their administrator. And I think that mentality transfers well when you think about how can healthcare providers be more affirming. You may have students that, or I say students, sorry, you may have clients as healthcare providers that are coming in with parents that don't support them. And so how can you navigate and make sure that young person feels supported, even though they may have that parent or that guardian who is misgendering them? So finding ways that you can respect parents, which is something we're always navigating how to do. How do we respect parents, because we are partners with them as well? But how do we remember that the young person, the student, the client is our number one priority, and that their best interest is where we need to be focused, even if that parent disagrees with what the child is trying to communicate to us.
Thank you, Devaughn. I was actually going to go to you next to ask your opinion or your expertise as a counselor. So thank you for jumping in with that. I think what I heard you say too is like the folks that we have on the panel right now have supportive families. All three of you said that as soon as I asked. And so like as advocates, right, there are things that we can do with any privileges that we hold, or the acceptance, and I'm talking about mostly around the parents, right? And those of us in the community to then advocate for youth who don't have that, right? Is that kind of what you're getting at, Devaughn, too? That's another layer of it.
Yeah, because we have to continue to build up. We have a lot of young people that are living a double life, and then they're trying to access healthcare when they can't even walk into a doctor's office for a yearly physical because they're a minor. In the doc and the doctor and the parent and the student are all in there together. The young person are all in there together, and you literally may have a young person not able to tell you where they really are in their gender identity because their guardian or their parent is in the room and it's not accepted, or and they're living that double life. We are constantly navigating, making sure we don't out kids, that when teachers have to call home about academic things, that if we've had a young person confide in us that they are trans or non-gender conforming, non-binary, whatever they're identifying as, making sure that we ask young people, when I call home, what name should I use when I'm speaking to your parent? I want to make sure I'm respecting your home life as well as your school life, and things like that. So we have to find ways to advocate for the folks who don't have the advocacy by the people that should be giving it to them the most, like our people on the panel are.